Some discoveries don't come with fireworks. They come quietly. A random video, a forgotten verse, and suddenly, everything changes. In Genesis 6 verse 4, a single sentence whispers about a world no one ever talks about. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. It's not a metaphor, not a parable. This was a statement of history, one that most churches skip. The Nephilim weren't just tall people. They were giants, beings born from a union of divine rebels, sons of God, and mortal women. Their very existence was an abomination, a mutation that disrupted the natural order of creation. These weren't mythical creatures. These were living terrors, violent and powerful, and they spread across the earth like a plague. And so, the flood came, not just as punishment for sin, but as a reset, a targeted strike on the corrupted bloodlines that had poisoned humanity's future. But here's what most people miss. The verse ends with 4 chilling words, and also afterward. After the flood, after the reset, the giants didn't stay gone. Their bloodline survived. Buried, hidden, waiting. And if they survived, what else did? What truths are still sitting in plain sight, wrapped in the pages of a book people think they understand, but barely read? Time passed, generations came and went, and then the giants returned. When Israel's spies were sent into Canaan, they didn't just find enemy warriors. They found giants, entire tribes, the Anakim, the Rephaim, the Zamzummim, descendants of those ancient bloodlines. The spies returned terrified, saying, "We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them." These were not exaggerations. These were warriors so huge and fearsome. They shook the courage of God's chosen people. The conquest of Canaan wasn't just about claiming land. It was a surgical operation, a spiritual war to wipe out the remnants of an ancient rebellion. And then, one day, in a quiet valley, a shepherd stepped forward. No army, no army, just faith, David. And before him, the final echo of that Nephilim legacy, Goliath, the last of his kind. That wasn't just a duel. That was destiny. That was God using one boy to silence the last loud breath of a bloodline that started in Genesis 6. But no one tells it that way. They turn it into a motivational speech. Face your giants. But this wasn't about fear. This was about cleansing history. That story wasn't just about a stone. It was about a war God had been fighting for centuries without most people even realizing it. And now, the records are open. The clues are everywhere. The giants were real. Their bloodlines were hunted. And the only question left is, why did no one tell you this until now?